Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ramaya Ramabhadraya, Ramachandraya Vedase, Raghunathaya Nathaya, Sitaya Pataye Namaha, Sitaya Pataye Namaha, Sitaya Pataye Namaha. We are in a juncture where Sampati is telling his story to Sage Chandrayana, and that is because he wants to give up his body, he wants to commit suicide, and in response to that, Sage Chandrayana gives him the knowledge that he is not the body, and that he is the consciousness itself, and this body is Nashwar. Nothing is going to happen if you give up your body, because the soul continues, and it will continue to again in next life. It will want to experience similar circumstances, because that is out of whatever the impressions are created. According to that, the birth comes. So here, and all that explanation was there, and now he says, concluding, Tvaya chaivanubhutani sarvatra viditani cha navarnitani me grudra yauvanadishu sarvataha evam devo me vityasmad abhyasa nirayadikam garbhavasadi dukkhani bhavantyabhiniveshataha. So Sage Chandrayana is telling, please put your audio off. Whoever is on the video on Zoom, please put your audio off. Otherwise I'll put it off. So he said, Tvaya chaivanu bhutani sarvatra viditani cha na varnitani me grudra yauvanadishu sarvataha. Oh dear vulture, you have yourself witnessed or seen the other miseries and torments of youth, childhood, and teenage, adulthood, etc. Because you have already experienced it in your life. Have you experienced? Have you experienced teenage? No. You have seen Daksha. She is a teenager. You have not experienced it yourself. So here he is saying, oh Grudra. Grudra means the vulture. Baith ja bhai. So, oh vulture, dear vulture, you have already experienced all this. They are known to you. There is nothing new that I can describe to you. But you have, so this is your data. As much as it is the data of the vulture, so it is your data also. You have also, those who are, you have seen how many? 10 years, 11 years now? 10 years. And all others, let them decide how many years they have seen. But they have seen childhood, teenage, youth, 10s, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. 80 का कोई नहीं है 80 हाँ 80s also 80s also So you have seen everything, but you have been making one mistake. And what is that mistake? Even though we have been, O vulture, you have been witnessing all the changes, but you have made the mistake of thinking, I am changing, because of your identification with the body. That is where the mistake is. If you are the witness of the change in body, how can you be the body? Simple rule, isn't it? So, eham dehoham aham iti asmad abhyasa nirayadikam. Only by regular practice of thinking that I am this body, I am this body, I am this body, you are in suffering right now. Therefore, you are thinking that I must commit suicide now. Therefore, you are thinking I am not good enough. Therefore, your life is feeling purposeless. And therefore, and here he says, by continuously thinking erroneously that I am the body, instead of being identified with the Atma, you are identified with the body. And the moment you identify with the body, what comes up? Individuality or ego. Aham bhav comes up. And that aham bhav, what do you call? And what is that aham bhav? Aham bhav says that I was born, that I want to die, that I was a big brother and I protected my younger brother, that my wings were burnt, that I am not good enough, I have a purposeless life, etc., etc., etc. All people sometime or the other in their life go through these type of thoughts. And as a result, they have to suffer the miseries and while living on this earth. They don't have to go to hell, because you have made your mind your own hell by thinking like this. And thus, as a result of this type of thinking, they fall in the cycle of repeated births and deaths. Continuing, tasmat dehadvaya danya atmanam danyam atmanam prakrute param nyatva dehadimamatam tyattavatma jnanavan bhavet. Are something wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nyatva dehadimamatam tyattavatma. What is the word? यहाँ पे कुछ प्रिंटिंग गलत है. त्यक्त्वा त्यक्त्वात्म ज्ञानवान भवेत् जाग्रदादि विनिर्मुक्तं सत्य ज्ञानादि लक्षणं शुद्धं बुद्धं सदा शांतं आत्मानं अवधारयेत्. And therefore it is told, tasmat means therefore. Dehadvayadanyam atmanam prakrute param. Then he treats the Atma as something above the clouds. He thinks of Atma as something inaccessible. He thinks of Atma beyond the body. And because what I see, hear, touch, feel, taste, I am touching my body, I am feeling my body. All these 5 senses are working on the body. So I feel this is real, and that Atma, which is actually the reality, that is somewhere far away. That is an unknowable. And in this manner, it is, and it is, my God, this is a gross body, and the scriptures are saying, Mahatmas are saying that it is beyond the gross body, it is beyond the subtle body, it is beyond the causal body. I can't even get beyond this body, how am I going to get beyond subtle body and causal body? So he says, what I see is what I believe, and gets stuck in this. And therefore he should give up his attachment to this body and seek the truth, which is, what is it? It is Shuddham Buddham Sada Shantam. So we'll come to that. and he should seek the truth, and that seeking that truth itself is attainment of the truth. Because how can you think? Can you see your mind? Do you know there is mind? Can you see your eyes? But do you know there is vision? How do you know? You have never seen them, but you know. You have never seen your mind, but you know it is there. Just, it is as simple as that. It is as simple as that. That Atma is there and you cannot know it. Our pursuit, our search is, we want to experience the Atma like I am experiencing you all. I want to see it. But you have an example in your life that you are seeing with your eyes, but you cannot see the eyes. You are thinking with your mind, but you cannot think about the mind. But you know it is there. Exactly the same way, you know there is Atma, there is the self, and you have to accept that you are the self. Just like you accepted you have the mind, that you have the vision, similarly you have to accept that you are the Atma also, and then start living from Atmic point of view. And give up the obsession, give up the infatuation, give up the entanglement with this body. That is what is told here. And how do you consider? When you consider yourself as the body, then Jagradadi Vinirmuktam Satya Jnanadi Lakshanam. If you are considering yourself to be the body, then waking, dream, deep sleep becomes a reality, because that is what is happening. But when you contemplate and think of yourself as the Atma, you have to take this pill. What is that pill? That this Atma is independent of the waking experience, the dream experience, and the sleep experience. Is that not just like I gave you the example of the eyes and the mind? Is it not true that every day waking, dream, and deep sleep come and go in your life? Every day. Who knows it? It cannot be the waker. It cannot be the one who is here right now, who is nodding or who is saying yes. It is the witness. That is your true essential nature. That we have to be. So when you start accepting that I am the witness of the waking, dream, and the deep sleep, then that will, if I am the witness of the waking, I is the same, isn't it? Either this, you see, in Panchadashi it comes, the Gaunatma, Mithyatma and Mukhyatma, correct. The virtual I. Which is the virtual I? Father, mother, daughter, sister, all the relations. They exist, but they are actually not there. There is a woman, there is no mother. There is a woman, there is no sister. There is a woman, there is no brother, woman, brother, kaise hoga? Daughter, and so on. So all these roles that you are playing are virtual. They are the ones which bring you trouble. Then once you have sorted them out, okay, I am not going to get affected by them. What's the next level? I am the Jiva. This is called, what is Jiva? Consciousness expressing through body is called Jiva. What is ego? That Jiva accepting that I am the body. That is the ego. That's another problem. So this is also mithya. This is a illusory self. You cannot do anything. It is happening. You didn't say that I entered this body. You cannot say that this body, I projected the body. You find yourself in this body. That's all. From the time of birth. Now, scientists are still trying to work it out. Our scriptures have worked it out. So what is the take on it? That it is like that. But Mithyatma is when you migrate from the relational existence to body existence. Body means body, gross body, subtle body, causal body. When you migrate to this, then your yoga starts, sadhana starts, aloofness starts, indifference starts, japa starts. Some spiritual beginning happens because you have decided, यार इसमें कुछ नहीं रखा है. In virtual, there are only headaches, nothing else. Only headaches. So you come back to, you go trying to find out, who am I really? So first you thought it was the virtual, now you have found out that you are the life in this body. Now you did not create the two, but now we are trying to find out not how this body came, that science can tell you, our scriptures can also tell you. We saw that in the previous verses in this chapter, how the body was born and the soul enters it. But our attention is not on the body. Body will come and body will go. Again body will come. Our attention is, who am I really? What is this consciousness? What is this life? What is this I? And when we discard, when we disentangle, when we detach from the body, the subtle body, the causal body, we come to find that we are the Atma. That is the Mukhyatma. And what is the nature of Mukhyatma? Shuddham, Buddham, Sada Shantam, Satya Jnana Adi Lakshanam. This Atma is of the nature of Satya, means continuous existence, Sat, continuous. This is the truth. Jnana, it is of the Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. बोलते हैं ना? So it is continuous existence, it's all knowledge, of the nature of knowledge, it is of the nature of bliss, it is eternal, it is the purest as the pure, Shuddham, Buddham, it is self-knowing, Sada, it is always, there has never been a time that it has come and gone, it is always there. You know, every day the waker comes and goes, dreamer comes and goes, sleeper comes and goes, but the one who knows the three, he does not come and go. Right now you are thinking that you are the waker, but actually you are the witness. You are so identified with this body, I hope not. As you are listening, the shift is happening, if you are available. But tomorrow I ask you, did you know that you went to the satsang yesterday? Yes. But you, how can? So you were a witness at this moment. That's why you are able to recreate that. Yes, yesterday I had the satsang. Because yesterday you were a witness of waking dream and deep sleep, therefore you are able to tell me now that yes, I had waking dream and deep sleep yesterday, isn't it? So in this way, Atmanam avadharayet, and here it says that keep, what do you call, avadharayet, be contemplative of that Atma, whose nature is Shuddham, Buddham, Sada Shantam. Shantam, eternally peaceful, tranquil. Prashant, Shant is, here it is, Shant is Prashant. Prashant Mahasagar. Pacific Ocean is called Prashant Mahasagar. Satya Sai Baba's place is called Prashanti Nilayam. Ashanti, then higher then next comes Shanti. Shanti, Ashanti are opposite to each other. When you transcend the both, then what is there? Prashanti. Same way. Gross and what you call waking and dream, for example. When you transcend waking and dream, then you don't go into deep sleep. You come to abide in yourself. When you go beyond waking and gross and subtle, you don't go into causal. Causal is also Prakriti. You go into Paramatma or Atma. When the wave wants to go beyond its form and the total form. What is the total form? Ocean. So it's trying to go beyond its form. It thinks that it will go to the total ocean, but it doesn't know how it looks like. It is only teeny weeny wave. But when it starts making an attempt, and in that surrender, she doesn't go to the ocean. She realizes that she is water. She bypasses the totality. So causal is the totality. Deep sleep is the causality. So we bypass that. So here important point to understand is that you are the Mukhyatma, you are not the Mithyatma, you are not the Gaunatma. And in this way, the topic was brought out by our Sage Chandrayana. Continuing, he says to Sampati, Chidatmani parignyate nashte mohe sambhave deha padatu bharabdha karma vegena tishtatu yogino nahi dukkham va sukham va jnana sambhavam tasmad dehena sahito yavat prarabdha sankshayaha तावत् तिष्ठ सुखेन त्वं घृतकुञ्चुक सर्पवत अन्यद्वक्ष्यामि ते पक्ष्यन् शृणु मे परमं हितम्. When a yogi, ascetic, becomes aware of or achieves enlightenment about the superconscious or the atmic state, the eternal, truthful, unchangeable nature of the Atma soul, Atmic soul. So it is not a soul. Here they use the word soul because लोगों के लिए बोलते हैं. But Atma cannot be called as a soul. Soul, from Vedanta point of view, soul, what is the definition of soul? Which you see going out of the body and entering into heaven or merge. Jivatma, what is the, how will you explain it? Consciousness plus memories. Soul is equal to consciousness plus memories. So all sadhana that we are practicing, whether you do Kundalini, whether you do Ashtanga Yoga, Chitta Vritti Nirodha iti Yoga, whether you do Kriya Yoga, whether you do Tantra Yoga, whether you do Aghori, whether you do Bhakti, Japa, everything is working towards only one thing. What is that? Emptying your mind. Making it null and void, completely zero. Without going to sleep. That is an important point. Make your mind, allow the mind to become zero without going to sleep. Mind, and that is what is told, tada drashtu chitta vritti nirodha iti yoga. Next step is tada drashtuhu swarupe avasthanam, where the mind becomes zero and you have this understanding and knowledge before you start the sadhana that I am not going to fall into the trap of sleep. I am not going to fall into the trap of coming to the conclusion that there is only darkness, there is only emptiness, there is only void, there is nothingness. No, we go in with the understanding that when the last thought goes, I remain. I am all that there is at that moment. And this realization is thought free. This realization is thought free. Because if the thinking is still going on, it will not happen. So, deha patatu varabdham karma vegena tishtatu, and his what do you call, as a result of that, the deha patatu, his body falls off, his karma falls off, vegena, instantaneously the karma falls off. All your duties, responsibilities, attachments, detachments, whatever you thought you were, right now you are thinking who you are. If I ask you, write your biography, I was born in this at this date to my parents. That is the reference you have. Then I went to this school. Then I used to have. Then from your memories you will come. I used to wear these clothes. My parents took me to this place or that place, and then after that I went to that college. Then I went to this work. Then I went to that country and this country. And you will note down so many different experiences, but all of them are references based upon which you have popped, the ego has popped itself up that yes, that is who I am. If you take away all the references, then who are you? Then who are you? If you take away all the references of relations, of experiences, of the body, of the thoughts, of the mind, of the convictions, of the emotions, then who is left? Are you dead then? Or are you still existing? Still existing. That is Atma. And that is what is known as, what is told in Patanjali Yoga Sutta, Chitta Vritti Nirodha. So that is, so here they are talking it the other way. Once we are established in that knowledge that I am that, like Nisarga Datta Maharaj, at that very moment, identification with the body falls off, attachments drop off, all the karma that I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to achieve this, I have to achieve that. I have to, and what are you doing that for? For survival. In the name of duty, including that I have to realize, I have to do sadhana. Everything drops off instantaneously. Just like when you go to sleep every night, everything drops off from your mind. That instantaneously, that moment you try to be awake when you go to sleep. Then will I realize? Yes, you will realize. But you have to be awake and allow the mind to become zero. Yogino na hi dukkham va sukham va jnana sambhavam, and as a result he is not disturbed by sukha or dukkha. This is the knowledge, and this is possible to live a life where you are totally detached from joys and sorrows. And that's the way to live as a witness, as a sakshi. Sakshi itself is Atma. And so he's not worried by whether body survives or perishes based on one's past deeds. See, if that was true, if all the bad deeds that everyone has done bad deeds, you say no, I'm always done good. Impossible. Everyone has done bad deeds, everyone has done good deeds. There is a saying, every saint has a future. No, every saint has a past, and every sinner has a future. Isn't it? So this applies both of them apply on Valmiki Maharaj. He was a saint, he's Sage Valmiki. Say every sinner has a past. Now every sinner has a future. He was a sinner, he was a killer, he was a murderer, he was a looter. But in the right company, he became a great Sage Valmiki who wrote the first Kavya, Ramayana. So when you look at it from Sage Valmiki's point, when we look at Sage Valmiki, every saint has a past. Did he have a past? Yes. Is he worried about it? No. Is he still thinking about it and reveling, yeah, I did so many wrong things, how will I come out of it, what will happen, I think I am still a sinner? No, once you come to know yourself, thereafter nothing. It all goes away in toto. And that's what is told here, that based on one's past deeds. Because now he is not identified with the body and the story of the body. Now he is identified, means the mind has merged into the, or recognized itself to be the self alone, and the pure consciousness alone. And as a result, the moment, just like the moment sun comes up, the darkness goes away in toto. Exactly the same way, when the Atma is realized, at that very moment, all the darkness, what is darkness? All the desires, all the memories, all the subconscious impressions, all the identifications, all of them die in toto. And therefore it is told, Om na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam nema vidyato bhanti kutoyam agnihi tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. It is that light of lights, this Atma, which doesn't need another source of light to illuminate. Because of it, the intellect is. Because of it, the thoughts are. Because of it, the convictions are. Because of it, the emotions are. How do you know convictions, emotions, thoughts, or anything in this world? How do you know? Only by way of thoughts. How do you know thoughts are there? How do you know thoughts are there? Someone is illuminating, na? In whose light? My light. I know. What is this I? The essence of this I is this Atma. It is Atma. And that Atma's definition, here it is in this verse, it is told, it is the light of all lights. No other. And there are 5 lights in our life: sun, moon, stars, lightning, and fire. These are the 5 sources of light. The Atma is more powerful than thousands, millions and zillions of suns put together. If that is the truth, then talk about what to talk about the lower ones. See? And in this way, here it was to give Tavat tishtha sukhena tvam ghruta kanchuka sarpavata. And then, hence, he should bear. So, what is to be done in this life then? If I consider myself to be Atma, then should I not complain about my frozen shoulder? Should I not complain about my knee? Should I not complain about the ailments that are happening? Should I not complain about the tussles in the relationships? No. It's said, just bear it. Remain focused on the Atma and bear all this. All this will pass away. Either they will go away or you will go. This body will go away. But something will happen with time. Because the rule is, the more you think about something, it takes place, it becomes reality for your mind. The more you think of the snake on the rope, the snake becomes reality. Same way, if that is the rule, then why not think about the reality? Why not think about the rope? So the Guru Maharaj comes and says, hey, that is a rope, that is not a snake. All the symptoms of the snake bite go away after that. How? Because you changed your mindset. You trusted the words of the Guru Maharaj or the passerby. He was a guru for that moment. And when you looked at it and you analyzed it again, and yes, man, this is a rope. Unnecessarily, I was frothing in my mouth and my leg was becoming blue-black. Immediately after some time, again it will come back to normal. Same way. Same way. To live this life thinking that you are having only relational existence, little bit finer, that you are only this body, is a life of a foolish person. If you keep thinking about yourself as the Atma, then that thought of Atma will grab your mind and it will make the mind to eventually merge into it. Keep contemplating on it. Everyone who has depression, everyone who has phobia, everyone who has fear, it's only because they have thought about it again and again and again and again. One experience in their life. I also went to, where I went to? I went to Qutub Minar once. And the steps were very, very difficult, all worn out, and we went up to that time they used to allow to go to the one but less on the top. And the tiles are moving, the railing was, I was a kid, it was just up till, for me also it up to here. And I looked down, I got afraid. कभी तुम इधर जाओ, ये कौन सा है अपना सिटी में, the glass top is there ना, sky deck. You've been to sky deck? You walked on the glass outside? So for one moment, the mind goes in that direction. Afterwards, it's okay. But for that I didn't tell my parents, but it stayed with me for some time. And then in Delhi that time there were no such big buildings. Then I went to Europe, and I went to Eiffel Tower. I went up and I looked down, and पहले तो डर लगा. I stepped back. Then second time again I went, and I said no, I have to overcome this. This is foolish. There is glass here, everything is solid. Where am I going to go? Why my mind is getting afraid? Right? Get over it. The moment I decided get over it, it got over it instantaneously. See? It's mind over matter. Don't allow the matters of the world to dictate who you are. You dictate what is your position in life. Hence, he should bear the body happily till all the accumulated effects of the past deed are nullified. Like a serpent bears his cuticles without any attachments to it. See? मजबूरी का नाम जिंदगी नहीं है. हाँ यार, अब शादी हो गई, बच्चे हो गए, तो जीना पड़ेगा. मन में गाना चल रहा है, अब जी कर क्या करेंगे जब दिल ही टूट गया. साधुओं का भी यही हाल है, भक्तों का भी यही हाल है. भगवान आते हैं, दर्शन देते हैं, चले जाते हैं. अब ठीक है, क्या करेंगे. ऐसे नहीं. So how you have to bear the world, how you have to bear the relationships. We fall, we slip many times. But make a commitment that you will go through life joyfully. Nothing is there permanent. नहीं हुआ तो नहीं हुआ, आगे बढ़ो यार, है ना. So here it's saying, till don't forget the Atma, and while you are living in the world, don't forget the Atma, and whatever difficulties are coming, whatever challenges are coming, whatever obstacles are coming, bear them joyfully, not crying. Because if you cry, they will become a memory. If you are looking, you can deal with them joyfully only with this thought that they don't matter. Only then the joy will come. With attachment, joy will not come, because next time that joy, it is not able to give you the same result. You will, अरे ये क्या हो गया? So in this way, just like the serpent bears his cuticles, the serpent, it is not attached to its skin. Every summer it goes between two branches, sheds its skin without any attachment. You also shed your skin, man. That's why we see Guru Gobind Singh's son, Shivaji Maharaj, Shambhaji Maharaj, how they were tortured by the Muslim rulers, but they never gave in. Why? This scriptural knowledge was behind them. They were absolutely established that they are the, even at that young age, that they are the Atma. Yes, Desh Bhakti, wo sab theek hai. That must be also there. But from having a father like Guru Gobind Singh and Shivaji Maharaj, वो एबिलिटी तो आई होगी. That knowledge must have come. But when they are torturing at that time, not to scream, not to complain, not, or even if you are screaming, not giving in. हमारे को थोड़ा सा चोट लगता है, खाना नहीं आया, we forget we are the witness, suddenly we become the hungry, क्या बोलते हैं, wolf. हाँ? थोड़ा सा चोट लग गया, oh, everyone we have to tell that, you know, I got my toe hurt. फिर जान के लंगड़ के चलेंगे. We want attention. Remain aloof, remain cool. मम्मी नहीं आई. Okay, so what is the skin that we have to shed? The skin of gross body, the skin of subtle body, which is mind and intellect, or in other words, the skin of waking, dream and deep sleep. In other words, the skin of body, breath, mind, intellect and Anandamaya Kosh, Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanmaya and Anandamaya Kosh. In other words, the skin of relational existence and body identification existence. This is the skin we have to shed. How we have to shed it? Joyfully. गंजे हो रहे हो, बॉडी आइडेंटिफिकेशन कम हो रहा है. एटीट्यूड की बात है. In Bhagavad Gita also, this third chapter in Bhagavad Gita talks about karma. It's karma yoga. But what is important in karma yoga? Not what you are doing. The attitude behind the karma is more important than the karma itself. See? Attitude behind the karma. So the more we keep refining the attitude behind the karma, it leads to the fourth chapter. You come to have a vision that, because that will bring about, as you are refining your attitude, that you are doing it for the good purpose, you are doing it for the Lord or for the higher, your mind is getting purified. As a result of that, karma is to be done only for one purpose, not to satisfy your desires. Karma is to be done to purify the mind. That is the only purpose karma is to be done. And when you do it correctly with the right attitude and intention, then the fourth chapter, you start seeing, you get a vision or understanding that karma and akarma, doing and not doing, both are happening at the same time. And when that happens, fifth chapter, you become karma sannyasi. Then you come, sixth chapter, you get into dhyan. This is in one line I have told you now. Change your attitude towards life. So that is what is told here. Besides this, O bird, O sampati, I shall tell you one more thing of great good to you and for your welfare. Treta yuge dasharathihi bhutva narayano vyayah ravanasya vadharthaya dandaka namagamishyati sitaya bharyaya sardham lakshmanena samanvitaha tatrashrame janakajam bhratrobhyam rahite vane. During the Treta Yuga, so how many yugas are there? 4. What is the first one? Satyug. Second one? Treta Yuga. Third one, Dwapar Yuga. Fourth one, Kali Yuga. In Satyuga, all the Matsya avatar and Kurma avatar and Hiranyakashipu, all that time they were born. And Narsimha avatar. Then in Treta Yuga, who was born? Ramchandraji. We are doing Ramayana, no? That is from the Treta Yuga. Dwapar Yuga, who was born? Krishna. So in Treta Yuga, even Parshuram also was born at that time. And in the beginning of Treta Yuga, our Vaman avatar was born. In Dwapar Yuga, Krishna avatar came about. And in Kali Yuga, कहाँ है? नहीं, कली महाराज is not an avatar यार. Kalki will come. If you follow what was told just now, then you are the avatars. If you become the seeker of the truth, you are the seeker of the self. If you face the difficulties joyfully, then you are the Kalki. That's the way. But here he is telling during the Treta Yuga, that is the second one, the second era of the four eras celestial cycle, the imperishable Lord Narayana shall incarnate Treta Yuge Dasharatihi Bhutva Narayana Vyaya. So that Narayan Bhagwan, he will incarnate himself in the house of Dasharatha. And for what purpose? Ravanasya Vadarthaya. He'll be taking the incarnation for the purpose of killing Ravana. Dandaka Nam Gamishyati. And for that he shall go to the Dandakaranya, the thick forest, which begins from Vindhyachal in those days. From Vindhyachal mountain all the way to the south. Because from, I don't know, maybe she knows. Did you come to Vindhyavasini with us? Purnagiri, वाराणसी और वाराणसी से जाते समय हम बीच में जाते हैं. तुम गए हो, भूल गए हो. पहाड़ी के ऊपर गए थे, नीचे गंगा जी बह रही थी. तो you can see गंगा जी is flowing. It's all flat. You go to Purnagiri mountain, Devi is there. और मंदिर से तुम देखोगे तो नीचे along the cliff the Ganga ji is flowing, and the entire, as far as your eyes go, it's the Gangetic plain. And suddenly along the Ganga ji, the land has just 2, 3, 4, 500 feet high, and the plateau begins, and that plateau is all the way to the south till the Kerala mountains and all that. The entire thing is the plateau. So that plateau is the Dandakaranya. That is where the whole forest is. So if you think Maharashtra and all are on the ground, they are not. Bombay and all is. But you go inside, immediately the hills begin, the whole thing is on plateau. Dandakaranya forest, along with his 5 Sita and brother Lakshman. There the brother shall go to the forest, leaving behind the daughter of Janak Sita alone in the hermitage. Now, slowly, the purpose of the life of Sampati is being revealed to him by Sage Chandrayana. That there is a bigger purpose for you, man. पहले knowledge दे दिया, अब lollipop. इसकी realization होगी कि नहीं होगी, किसको क्या पता? He will practice or he will not practice. So they will go to the forest. Then Ravanaschaura Vannitva Lankayam Sthapayishyati Tasya Sugriva Nirdeshat Vanara Parimargane Agamishyanti Jaladehe Tiram Tatra Samagamaha Tvaya Tai Karanavashat Bhavishyati Na Sanshayah Tada Sita Sthitim Tebhyah Kathayasva Yatharthatah Tadaiva Tava Pakshau Dvau Utpatsyete Punarnavau Then Ravana Shauravanitva, as a thief he will come and he will take away the Sita ji to Lanka and keep her in Sthapayishyati, keep her there in Lanka. Tasya Sugriva Nirdesha Dvanara Parimargane. And after that, on the instructions of Sugriv, all the monkeys will go in different directions to search for her. Then Agamishyanti Jala Dehe Tiram Tatra Samagamaha, and they will arrive on the shores of the ocean. Now, are these the same monkeys? Now he is thinking, and these are the same monkeys. They will arrive on the shore of the ocean, and you will have a chance to come in contact with them. Tada Sita Sthitam Tebhyaha Kathayasva Yathartaha. And there is उसके पहले बोलते हैं त्वया तई कारण वशाद भविष्यति न संशया. This is without a doubt going to happen in the future. Because who is telling the story? Huh? Sampati. To whom? To the monkeys. About when? Many thousands of years ago. Treta Yuga is very big. Kali Yuga is small. Still we find it is big. But imagine that time. So many thousands of years ago he has been waiting and he wanted to give up his life. That time Sage Chandrayana told him that one day monkeys will come to the shore and tada Sita sthitim tebhyat kathayasva yathartataha. At that time, now you must tell them the correct location of Sita because of your farsightedness. Tadaiva tava pakshau utpatsyete punarnavau. And when you tell them that, what will happen? He says, at that very moment when this situation comes about, at that very moment you will get your wings back. Then you will be a full bird again. It will be a new lease on life. What was he thinking before? Food. He was thinking of food. One monkey every day. My few years are taken care of. Isn't it? But now, suddenly, because that was under the spell of hunger, the initial thought. Just like when we want to come here, some other call comes, some movie is there, some friends call, and immediate urge, चले यार वहाँ चलते हैं, सत्संग तो चलता ही रहेगा हर Saturday. But you push that thought away and you come here. Isn't it? Same way. But how many years Sampati had to wait? Still he had to wait thousands of years. Because when he is telling the story, when Sage Chandrayana told him, that time Ramchandraji was not even born. See? So what is required? Two things, as our Shirdi Sai Baba says, Shraddha or Saburi. So he must have the faith in the words of the master, Sage Chandrayana, and he must have patience. Same way, if here the knowledge is telling us that if we keep thinking about the Atma again and again and again, that it is the Shuddham, Ashantam, Buddham, and so on, and keep thinking about yourself in that manner. And just persevere through all the onslaughts of thoughts, doubts, challenges, obstacles. Just go, ठीक है यार, ये भी हो जाएगा, ठीक है, आगे बढ़ो. I don't want to miss that. I don't want to spend a moment not contemplating on the self that I am. Be that. Same thing, Bhagavad Gita says, Sukha Dukkha Samay Kritva Labha Labho Jaya Jayo. Tato yuddha. This is the war. The war is to stay in the middle. The war is not to kill the others. The war is to still stay in the middle. What was Arjuna's war? Arjuna's war was, what did he say at the end of Bhagavad Gita? Karishye vachanam tava. I will do what you command. And he has to remember that throughout his war. Every time he came up with resentment, every time he came up with some anger, Krishna used to remind him. Because he had a lot of resentment towards Duryodhana, towards Karna. And the teacher Krishna or the Lord Krishna, he reminds him and he has to listen, not bring up his ego at that time. So yes, there are times we may forget, but then you come to satsang, you again reminded. And have no doubt that if you keep contemplating, thinking, taking that stance of being a witness, one day it will click. How can you be so sure? You thought about marriage and one day you got married. You thought about child and one day you had a child. You thought about job, one day you got a job. You thought that I will not get these diseases and you got it. Whatever you think comes. So if you think you are Atma, that will also happen. Why not? Let that be the overriding thought compared to any other thought. And that is the only. And initially you will make mistakes, but as you keep going through life, you keep building up the momentum. So whether you are teenage, the Gurukul mein, this was taught in the Gurukulas. So when you get into a job, you don't forget that your goal is to be the truth, to be the Atma. When you get married, you don't forget that you have to be the Atma. You become a parent, you don't forget that you have to be the Atma. Children leave you, you don't have to forget that you are the Atma. Body is breaking down, you don't have to forget that you are the Atma. Death comes, you don't forget that you are the Atma. If being the Atma happens along the way, to many Mahatmas it has happened. They have realized it along the journey. But even if it happens with the last breath, it's a life well lived. If thinking about Atma that I am Brahmasmi, I am that Shuddha Buddha Nitya Vastu, if that happens with the last breath, then it is life well lived. That is the purpose of human birth. So he says, Tadaiva tava pakshau dvau utpatsyete punarnavau. You will get new wings the moment you give this information to them. Sampati ruvacha bodhayamasa mam chandra nama munikuleshwaraha pashyantu pakshau me jatau नूतनावति कोमलौ स्वस्ति वोस्तु गमिष्यामि सीतां द्रक्ष्यथ निश्चयं यत्नं कुरुध्वं दुर्लंघ्य समुद्रस्य विलंघने. Sampati says that this is how this great sage, the exalted sage, the realized master sage Chandrayana consoled, reassured and explained all the things to me. देखो अपने जीवन में ऐसा सत्संग आ गया तो जीवन बदल जाता है. See? जैसे एक बार कैलाश जाके आए तो जीवन बदल जाता ही है, कुछ भी कर लो. एक बार नींद में गए तो नेक्स्ट डे यू विल बी फ्रेश इफ यू आर एक्चुअली गॉन टू स्लीप. देन यू कैन नॉट बट बी फ्रेश नेक्स्ट मॉर्निंग. Exactly the same way. Once satsang comes into our life, if our approach is positive, if we are available, we have to become fresh after that. It reconnects you to yourself, not to the world. And that's what we want. That's why you're sitting so quietly and listening so intently. Because it's the need of the soul, is the need of the individual, is the need of the mind. It is looking for completion, and that completion is possible only through a satsang. And what is that satsang? It's not just listening to me or to anyone else. It is when listening to someone or listening to a class like this, then your commitment to your contemplation on your real nature becomes steadfast. ये पक्का खूंटी बन जाती है, लग जाती है कि ये नहीं भूलना है. देखो, अगर ये हो, जिस दिन ये हो गया, that is your second birth. सिर्फ जनेऊ पहनने से कुछ नहीं होता. This is your second birth. So first was by parents. Second was when the Janeau you wear. Third is when this happens, what I just said. Fourth is final. Then you are no more. Turiya Avastha. You merge into the divine. Meaning what? You recognize that all individuality dies in toto. Then your vision changes to see the entire creation as the self alone. फिर ईश्वर दृष्टि हो जाती है. So that is the fourth one. This is how the exalted Sage Chandrayana consoled, reassured and explained all the things to me. I had been waiting for this auspicious occasion for such a long time. But I forgot, man. It's not written here, I am adding. I forgot. I wanted to eat you all. I was thinking, oh, food, well, lovely food. Look, my soft new wings have come out. Now I have told you the story. He didn't even tell them directly. He told to them through the story. And immediately the new wings came up and have come out. And you all be blessed. I wish to go now. For so many thousands of years, he has not flown. He has not soared into the sky. He wants to do that. There is no doubt that you will surely be able to see Sita. Just make an effort to cross this uncrossable ocean. Giving these instructions. Yan nama smriti matra to, yan nama smriti matra to parimitam sansaravaram nidhim tirtva gacchati durjanopi paramam vishno padam shashvatam tasyaiva sthitikarina trijagatam ramasya bhaktah priya यूयम किम न समुद्र मात्र तरणे शक्ता कथम वानराः. By remembering Sri Ram's name, even the most wicked and wild ones are able to cross the samsara sagar, the mundane world-like ocean, and attain the eternal truthful abode of Lord Vishnu. You are fortunate and dear devotees of Sri Ram. Sampati is saying that you are dear devotees of Sri Ram, that you are doing his work, you are doing his bidding. And who is this Sri Ram? Tasyaiva sthiti karina trijagatam ramasya bhakta priya. You are the dear devotees of Ram. And who is this Ram? Who is the Lord of the three worlds. They say you won't be able to cross over this lowly and humble ocean, O monkeys. Then he's asking them, won't you be able to cross this ocean? He's looking for an answer before he flies off and leaves them to their job. Because he's old and he's hungry. Now, the food is gone. The Ram Dutas have come. So he has to go and find some food somewhere. And with that, with that instruction to these monkeys, the 8th chapter of the Kishkindhakand concludes. I think करना है थोड़ा और के बंद करें stop. So 9th chapter will start next class. And what is that about? Contemplating about how to cross the ocean. That's a very interesting one. And there all the monkeys, they show off what they can do, and then nobody is able to do anything. And then our great Hanumanji's power is invoked by Jambavan, and he reminds Hanumanji. And while all this will be going on in this 9th chapter, when all the monkeys are ha ha hoo hoo, I can do this, I can do this, I can do that, Hanumanji is quietly sitting on one boulder. क्या कर रहे? What is he doing? राम 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 राम, सिर्फ राम राम चल रहा उनका. He is not interested in what the discussion is going on. Same way like Hanumanji. Hanumanji is our mind when it becomes Ram oriented. So live in this world, but let the mind be Ram oriented. उसके लिए क्या करना है? Japa. So let the name of the Ram be more powerful than all other thoughts in your mind. Than all other thoughts in your mind. That Hanumanji has made it possible in his life. Oh, but he was Shivansh. He was Shivansh. He was Pavan Kumar. तुम भी पवन कुमार हो. बिना हवा के तुम कहाँ जी सकते हो? Who said you are not Shivansh? You are also Shivansh. Everyone, Ishvara himself says, I am in every one of you. If he is saying that, then how can you deny that? Only you are not recognizing. Hanumanji has Atulita Baladhama. If we have to invoke, when we hear such type of instructions given to Sampati, but through Sampati to us, in our mind, this should not go, oh my God, this is very difficult, how will it happen? No. Yes, this is the data. It is happening to me right now. Why can't it happen? Bhagwan, please, I am available. Full stop, sit quiet. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Just sit quietly for a moment. Hari Om.